2 p.m. and baby Luke was born at 9:40 a.m. So this is his very first 24 hours here in this world. We've already been moved to the postpartum room. He went pee right away, right when they tried to like check his vitals or something. He peed on the nurses. And he's been trying to eat and nurse, but I don't know yet, which I'm not expecting to be perfect right away anyway. But right when he was born, he came out and was just crying and crying. And it was so cool to hear that, because I don't think our other kids really cried like instantly. Some of them cried like soon after, but he was just crying, and it felt so healthy and strong and so special. Now he's just doing a lot of sleeping. We're waiting for him to go pee and poop again. Every once in a while he wakes up and cries a lot, and I try to feed him, but mostly he's just happy to be held and comforted. And he's not like latching on and doing long feedings. He's more like, what's going on? What's in my face? We'll see how that goes.
A sleepy guy.
So he's the tiniest baby we've ever had, and he's 6 pounds and 10 ounces. He's 19¼ inches. He's already been visited by my sister, who's his Aunt Sarah, Aunt Rachel, my friend Rachel, my dad, and Eric, and then all the kids. So his big brothers and big sister got to see him born, except for his big brother Duncan. He hung out in the waiting room. They all got to see him be born. And that was huge. Look at his little face. Hi. Oh. So they don't give him a bath right away. We'll do a bath at the 24-hour mark. So they kind of just wipe him down and rub the vermix that he's surrounded in when he's inside of me. They rub it into his skin. You can kind of tell, since he has so much hair, that it's a little clumpy from having that vermix rubbed into it. I can't believe it's 2 p.m. already. These days are like...
Wait, it is?
Yeah. I believe the day's gone by so fast.
You're already growing too fast.
Look at his little chin. Cleft in his chin. Hi. You gonna smile?
You got some bubbles?
Bubbles? Silly. So my first big meal after baby is like cheese fries covered in buffalo sauce, in the high hopes that I will no longer have heartburn because I have birthed. So this is my big celebration meal. And then I also have mac and cheese, which I'm also gonna put buffalo sauce on. Getting a little spicy, and my milk hasn't come in yet. It won't come in for a couple days, so I don't have to worry about the baby getting too much spice, I don't think. It's like good timing for me to have a real spicy meal. Hey, little boy. Waking up?
I love you.
It's 4:30 p.m. and this little guy's starting to look around and open his eyes a little bit. With your Mario joke. I was just sorry.
I should up my game.
Oh.
His head is so tiny.
So tiny.
So tiny.
Oh.
So it's almost 8 o'clock and we're about to take the baby in for a weigh-in. See how he's doing? How you doing? He says good. We've got some visitors here. Our friends Katie and Crystal. How are you doing? Good.
She's a rock star.
We did have one little moment that was kind of scary, where he spit up and he started choking on it. We couldn't get it out and he turned blue very quickly and we couldn't get him to breathe, and the nurses came in, they helped out. He started crying and we got his oxygen content up to 100%, so
And that was at like
good.
5:30.
And that was at like 5:30, yeah.
I know. Don't get mad.
Guys, he is such a sweet little baby. Yeah, I'm talking about you, you little sweetie. Hey, buddy. You looking around? you looking around?
It's a little bit after midnight. We're giving the baby his first little manicure. He's been really trying to scratch for his face a bunch. And this is tricky business. This is like the hardest part of parenting so far, right, Christopher?
Something like that. They felt like daggers before, now they just feel like little soft daggers.
We're doing something called Kangaroo Care right now where he's skin to skin. So he's not wearing any clothes, but I'm covering him with a blanket, and then he's inside my shirt. He hasn't been able to nurse yet. I think because he has all this mucus that he keeps coughing up and having trouble. He like starts choking whenever he tries to nurse. The nurses here aren't too concerned because they say as long as it's in his first 24 hours, they don't really expect him to eat much. I've seen that when I've had other babies too. The first 24 hours, you're usually just your colostrum, which is like your first milk, which is very nutrient dense, but you don't usually get a lot of it. And then your like regular milk comes in a little bit later. So he's not getting much yet, but hopefully tomorrow he'll get some of this amniotic fluid out of his lungs and he won't be as spitty and he'll be able to eat a little bit better. We'll see, hopefully. But right now they said not to be concerned and just to let him kind of recover from his big day.
One of the things they say about babies that come really quickly, like he did, is that they don't get squeezed out a whole lot, and so they still have a bunch of amniotic fluid inside of them, and they need to cough all that stuff up. Apparently that happens with C-section babies a lot too, where they don't get all that amniotic fluid out right away. So what we're doing with him is we're kind of keeping him upright as much as possible, keeping a close eye on him, and really just cuddling him as much as we can.
Whole body experience when your body's so little.
It's 5 a.m. He still hasn't latched on to breastfeeding, so Jessica has pumped a little bit of colostrum, which is the early milk, and so we're gonna try and give it to him for the first time right now and see how he does with it.
So it's 8 a.m. and you're almost 24 hours old, mister. Yeah. He just had his first pediatrician's visit. So his pediatrician came into the hospital and checked him out. And there are a few things he wants to follow up with. So we've got some more people we're probably gonna see like outside of the hospital or at the hospital if they can come. And we're also going to get a visit from an occupational therapist to work on his suck. So we saw a lactation consultant and the pediatrician within like 10 minutes of each other. They both agreed that he needs a visit from the occupational therapist to work on his sucking, and then I'm gonna start pumping every 3 hours and hopefully producing something, making sure my milk supply is coming in and not being ignored. Even if he never ends up able to latch, hopefully we'll get me pumping enough that works out. That's what we're working on today. See, hi. Hi. We're gonna be working on upping my milk supply and him working on his sucking abilities. And that's the goal for today. I will say, ever since I gave him the syringe last night, he's been at least a little bit interested in even like me feeding him at all. Before he was just not trying, not interested. He'd only cry, not attempting to latch, nothing. And he's still not latching at all, but he'll at least accept my nipple being near him instead of just yelling at me for it. So we're working on it.
All right, it's almost 9:30. And this little guy is getting a blood sugar test. The doctor said that he seemed a little jittery, so he just wanted to check it. So they gave him some like sugary stuff on the side of his cheek, which he absorbs, and then they test his blood afterward and see how he handles that sugar. And he actually latched onto Jessica a little bit just a second ago, which is pretty exciting. He did a few of the feeding actions that we've been looking for. So we're really hopeful for the rest of the day. Hopefully he develops a habit of eating from Jessica. And if not, we're pumping and we'll get him his nutrients somehow. But we're really trying to get him to take to breastfeeding. And but he's doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. All right, this guy is officially 1 day old. He hit the 24-hour mark and he is sleeping. So sweet. You can kind of see, even though I clipped his fingernails and filed them down, he's still got his face a couple times. I've been trying to keep him wrapped up as much as possible, but every once in a while he sneaks a hand out and just goes, gets himself. He's so precious. We love him so much. I don't think we got the camera out for any of it, but I should also mention that Eric, Colleen's husband, came and visited us, and he was so awesome. He picked us up food for lunch and he held the baby while we ate, and it was just really great talking to him because he just had a baby in the last year as well. So all this is like refreshing memories, like recent memories for him, and it was really cool to talk to him about that. He also brought us this balloon, which is super sweet of him.
That's so cool, he's finally here.
Can I try holding him? I love you tomorrow. You're always a day away. Tomorrow, you're always a day. Yeah!